Hello everyone. So friends, we've reached the finale. Today we'll introduce to you the best forwards of 2023. Write your comments about who you would add to this list. Your opinion is very important to us. And now, let's get started. Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is a picture of staggering consistency. 2022-23 was yet another 30-goal season for the Egyptian king from the right wing, while the sequel this term has seen him stand alone as the last remaining pillar of the iconic Salah main Firmino triumvirate. And he's still the most important member of Liverpool's new front three, dragging the Merseysiders in another title race. Salah has tweaked his game this year, becoming slightly more creative this year to notch more assists, while assuming new positions on the field to play in the spaces that the likes of Szoboszlai and Alexander-Arnold aren't taking, but the results are largely similar. The number 11 will go down as one of the most reliable players who ever touched the grass at Anfield. He's already a third of the way towards his 30-goal tally this term too. Harry Kane. 30 is the prime age for most strikers. There's just about enough speed left in the legs. Energy and hunger levels are yet to wane, while a forward's brain has matured like a rouleau by this point to be able to read the final third by split seconds. It's no coincidence that as Harry Kane celebrated his third decade on Earth, he hit his absolute peak as a player, 30 goals in the Premier League, to match his age, before the definitive big money moved to Bayern Munich, where he's made a mockery of all who faced him. He's been unstoppable. Critics will seemingly always critique, but Kane has hit his golden form despite of the weather around him rather than because of it. The England captain was phenomenal in his final flourish in England, as the focal point of arguably the worst side he'd led. Then came Hollywood FC, and he had much the same effect. It's the sign of a great to simply perform almost in defiance of opposition or teammates. A nation hopes that Kane's 2024 had better be better. As time ticks along though, Kane is gradually growing better and better. Who knows where he'll be in another 12 months? Erling Haaland. Those who have been blessed by Erling Haaland's company know him as a man of few words. He will say what he has to with absolute brevity, as minimalist as you would expect from a Scandinavian artist such as himself. It's not unlike how he's played the game since arriving at the very top table. No fluff, no filler. He may only be graced with a handful of touches across 90 minutes. He will make every single one count as if he feels each could be his last. And though it seems very anti-football to call the best player on earth the one who does things well the most efficiency, a player who doesn't give you enough time to feel, it's wholly accurate. 2023 belonged to Haaland. 5 trophies, a Premier League goal record for a 38-goal season and the fastest man to 50 goals in the competition by an absolute mile. He is Usain Bolt. This sport is a superhuman ability to him. The deadly spread of stoppage time this year too means that at a goal every 98 minutes, he's pretty much guaranteed to net if he plays. Others may be more complete as players, but no one does what Haaland does as well as him, and no one has for a very long time. He was the best player in the world this year. That's a fact, as cold and as simple as the man himself would appreciate. Vinicius Jr. It's fair to say he initially struggled in Europe. He's one of the most scintillating footballers on earth now though. Vinicius Jr. is still one of the most watchable players around, using his year to reconfigure himself into something altogether different. Real Madrid have commonly deployed him up front in a pairing this season, sometimes with countryman Rodrigo, and though Jude Bellingham has generated most of the headlines, Vini remains a capricious flair of a footballer, able to turn the game at the drop of a hat. He goes from strength to strength. Kylian Mbappe. Historians will look back at Neymar's record-breaking 2017 move to Paris Saint-Germain as the moment he that stepped out of one all-time great's shadow and right into another's. As a teenager, Kylian Mbappe captured the lightning of country and boyhood club, arms folded in defiance as much as celebration. As a 24-year-old, he stands alone from both Neymar and Messi, but he is the modern-day equivalent to what we said of those two for a decade or longer. If the Ballon d'Or was awarded purely on ability, on the capacity to lift backsides from seats or on sheer dripping talent, it could be awarded to him every damn year. Mbappe is that guy. That he hasn't achieved more in 2023 is a fault of PSG's project. January brought a 10-minute hat-trick and 5 in a game. In February, he drew level with Edinson Cavani for PSG goals in 20 fewer games before breaking the record in March. He won League One again. the division's Player of the Year award for the fourth consecutive season, was the most coveted star of the summer, staying in France. Obviously, before netting a 300th career goal and becoming France's third all-time scorer by the close of the calendar year, he may hit his prime at the 2030 World Cup. It's incomprehensible given how good he is already. We're watching greatness before our eyes. Antoine Griezmann. Few could touch him in Qatar. No one scaled the same heights as him in Spanish football in 2022-23. Antoine Griezmann is testament to coming back from the brink all right. The Barcelona nightmare has led to a fabulous renaissance back in his spiritual home in Madrid. With Griezmann reborn as an all-action figure of invention and intelligence, the goals have mounted up. No one has more in the Champions League, but the Frenchman's hard running and creativity have separated him as being an utterly unique footballer and one that Diego Simeone surely cherishes as the best he's ever had at Atletico. And here are all the best forwards in our opinion this year. Who do you think is the best? Write to us in the comments. Thanks to everyone who watched this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe. Happy New Year to all. Good luck, and see you next time.